Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tasha, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the last book I read, the book that I'm currently reading, and a couple of books that I hope to read next. Okay, so the last book I read was actually Anna and the French Kiss, and it's basically about a girl named Anna, obviously, who is originally from Atlanta, but she attends a boarding school in Paris, and she's like completely against going to the school. Like, she doesn't want to leave her life back in Atlanta, but her parents are like, you're going. So she ends up going to this boarding school, and she like meets new friends, and she meets a boy whose first name I actually cannot pronounce because I'm not French. But in the book they call him by his last name sometimes, which is St. Clair. So she meets St. Clair and they quickly become like besties, and Anna starts to like develop a crush on him. But the only problem is he has a girlfriend, and Anna kind of has like a situationship. I don't even know if I can call it that. But like she kind of like likes a guy, like her coworker back home in Atlanta. Okay, so my thoughts on this book. I didn't love this book, but I also didn't hate it. Like, don't get me wrong, I think the romance between Anna and St. Clair is definitely cute, and it seems like they're meant to be together, but sometimes it was hard to be supportive of this relationship, knowing that St. Clair is basically cheating on his girlfriend the whole time with Anna. If I had to rate this book, I'd probably give it like a 3-star, because it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. It was like somewhere in between. I mean, it's like the typical high school romance and like drama. So if you like find that entertaining or fun to read, then you'll like this book. Okay, so the book that I'm currently reading is, drumroll please, The Midnight Library. Now, I talked a little bit about what this book is about in my last video where I did a reading vlog, but if you haven't seen it, it's basically about a woman named Nora who ends up in this place between life and death called the Midnight Library. And in this library there are infinite amount of books that tell the story of like different lives that she could have lived. So far I am 206 pages in. I don't know if this is gonna focus, but Nora ended up in this library because she committed suicide, and she meets a librarian called Mrs. Elm, who is actually her childhood elementary school librarian. So Mrs. Elm explains to Nora that she can basically have any life that she wants. Like, she just picks a book and then that's the life that she can try existing in. And as soon as Nora starts to feel like uncomfortable or like that she doesn't want to live this life anymore, she ends up back in the Midnight Library. However, if Nora like finds a life where she's like completely content and she doesn't want to leave it, she basically gets to stay there forever, and eventually she'll forget like her entire time at the Midnight Library. So Nora is a character who has had like a lot of regrets. Like, she regretted not becoming an Olympic swimmer, she regretted not being in a band with her brother, she regretted not marrying her fiance, she regretted not going on a trip with her best friend, and basically in the book she goes in all of these lives, but she always ends up back at the library. And at the part that I'm at, she's basically had like this epiphany where she thinks like maybe all these dreams that she regretted not pursuing weren't even her dreams to begin with. They were more so just other people's dreams that they were projecting onto her. So far, I really like this book, and I am very curious as to how it's going to end. to be honest, I really don't know what's gonna happen now, but hopefully it has a good ending. Okay, moving on to the books that I hope to read next. To be honest, I don't know what I should read next. I'm really indecisive. Like, I have so many good options. My first option is The Hunger Games. Like, I read the first book in the series, but I haven't finished the other books, which I really want to do. Like, I want to read Catching Fire. So, I don't know, maybe I should read Catching Fire. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, so another really good option that I have is The Truth About Forever by Sarah Dessen. If you know me, you know that I love Sarah Dessen books, and I'm pretty sure this book takes place in the summer, and summer's almost over, and I feel like I haven't read enough like summery like books, so I kind of want to read this, but I don't know like if I should do, like, I don't know. Okay, and another option that I have to read is Legendborn. Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to read this book for a while, but I just feel like I've never had the time to get into it because it's a really big book and it has like super small font. Like, the font is super small. So I don't know, I'm like, maybe I should read this. And I've never really read a fantasy novel before, so I'm like, maybe I should try to read this before summer ends and I have school and I won't have any time to read. Okay, so that is pretty much the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about books. Thanks for listening. Bye!